At 3 p.m., heat is obvious. The sidewalk shines, your shirt sticks to your back. The air feels like it has weight. Everyone understands that kind of heat, but the more dangerous moment may come much later. Midnight. The sun is gone. The streets are quiet. You are lying in bed, doing absolutely nothing. And your body is still working like it is trapped outside. That is the strange truth about hot nights. A hot day can exhaust you, but a hot night can steal the recovery your body was counting on. This video is about the hidden gap between heat and danger. I call it the cool down gap. During a normal summer day, your body spends hours defending one number, your core temperature. It sweats. It pushes warm blood toward the skin. It changes your heart rate. It makes you slow down without asking permission. Then, night is supposed to arrive like a repair crew. The air cools. Your skin can release heat more easily. Your heart gets a break. Your brain can move into deeper sleep. The stress line bends downward. That downward bend is the cool down gap. But when the night stays hot, the repair crew never shows up. Most people measure heat by the daily high. 98 degrees sounds dangerous. 82 degrees at night sounds uncomfortable, maybe annoying, maybe bad for sleep. But your body does not only care about the highest number, your body cares about duration. Heat becomes more dangerous when it does not let go. Imagine holding a heavy grocery bag. If you hold it for 10 seconds, no problem. If you hold it for 10 minutes, your arm starts complaining. If you hold it for hours, the weight has not changed, but the stress has. Hot nights work the same way. The temperature may be lower than the afternoon peak, but the body never gets to put the bag down. During the day, your body uses several cooling tools. Sweating is the famous one. Sweat evaporates from the skin and carries heat away. Blood vessels near the skin widen, moving warm blood outward. Your breathing and heart rate can shift. You may feel tired because your body is trying to reduce extra heat production. These tools are useful, but they are not free. Sweating costs water and salt. Moving blood toward the skin changes the workload on the heart. Poor sleep changes attention, mood, decision-making, and how well the body handles stress the next day. A cool night does not magically erase all of that, but it gives the system room to reset. A hot night removes that room. This is why nighttime heat is not just a sleep problem. Sleep is part of the story, but not the whole story. When a room stays hot, falling asleep can take longer because the body normally needs to cool down to enter sleep comfortably. Deep sleep can become lighter. Waking up can become more frequent. The night turns into a broken loading bar that never reaches 100%. And while that is happening, the body is still managing heat. The heart may need to keep helping move blood toward the skin. The skin may still be trying to dump heat into air that is already too warm. If humidity is high, sweat does not evaporate well, so the body's main cooling trick becomes less effective. That is the second hidden variable, humidity. A dry hot night and a humid hot night can feel completely different. In dry air, sweat can evaporate more easily. In humid air, the air is already holding so much moisture that sweat sits on the skin like a failed plan. This is why two cities with the same nighttime temperature can have different levels of danger. The thermometer tells you the air temperature. It does not tell you how hard your body must work to cool itself. Now add buildings. Concrete, asphalt, brick, and rooftops absorb heat during the day. After sunset, those surfaces release heat slowly. Cities can behave like giant storage heaters. The sun leaves, but the walls keep talking. This is the urban heat island effect. It helps explain why some neighborhoods stay hotter at night than nearby rural areas. It also explains why the danger is not shared equally. A person in a shaded home with good ventilation and reliable cooling is having one version of summer. A person in a top-floor apartment near a wide road with poor insulation and no air conditioning is having another version entirely. The same heat wave can be two different events. That is where the cool-down gap becomes a social problem, not just a personal comfort problem. Older adults, infants, people with heart or lung conditions, outdoor workers, people taking certain medications, people without stable housing, and people without access to cooling can be more vulnerable. Not because they are doing something wrong, but because their margin for heat stress is smaller. A hot day pushes the body. A hot night decides whether the body gets to recover before the next push. This is the key turn. Heat danger is not only a peak, it is a staircase. Day 1. The body handles the heat. Night 1. Recovery is incomplete. Day 2. The body starts from a worse place. Night 2. Sleep is shorter, stress is higher. Day 3, the same temperature now lands on a more tired system. The weather report may show the same numbers, but the body is not starting from the same place. This is why a heat wave becomes more dangerous as it continues. The risk can build quietly, one poor night at a time. And the tricky part is that hot nights often feel less dramatic than hot afternoons. No blazing sun, no bright red weather map in your face, no obvious moment where you say, "This is the dangerous part." Instead, the danger looks like tossing the pillow over, drinking water at 2 a.m., feeling irritated for no reason, waking up already tired, making a small mistake at work, forgetting to check on someone who lives alone. None of these moments look cinematic, but public health rarely depends on cinematic moments. It depends on small pressures repeated across millions of people. There is also a psychological trap. When the sun goes down, people assume the threat has gone down with it. Night feels like shelter. Home feels safe. Bed feels like the end of the day. Usually, that assumption helps us relax. During a hot night, that assumption can fool us. The room is not neutral. The room is part of the environment. If the indoor temperature stays high, the body is still exposed. If the air does not move, if humidity stays high, if the building releases stored heat, the night can become a slow continuation of the heat wave. This does not mean every warm night is an emergency. It means the pattern matters. One uncomfortable night is one thing. Several hot nights in a row, especially with high humidity and high daytime temperatures, are different. That is when the cool-down gap can shrink to almost nothing. So what should people actually take from this? First, do not judge heat risk only by the afternoon high. Look at the overnight low. If the low stays unusually high, the body may not get a meaningful break. Second, pay attention to indoor heat. Outdoor temperature is only the headline. Your room is the place where recovery either happens or fails. Third, think about recovery as a shared need. Checking on older neighbors, family members, or anyone without reliable cooling can matter during long heat waves. And fourth, treat sleep disruption as information. If heat keeps waking you up, the problem is not just comfort. Your body may be telling you the cooling system is under strain. The goal is not panic. Panic is a terrible cooling strategy. Very inefficient. 0 stars. The goal is to understand the shape of the risk. Hot days are loud. Hot nights are quiet. Hot days make you feel the battle. Hot nights decide whether the battle ever ends. And that is why the cool-down gap matters. When night cools down, the body gets a small reset. The heart slows. The skin releases heat. Sleep deepens. The next day begins from a stronger place. When night stays hot, the reset is missing. The stress line does not fall. It carries forward. So the next time a forecast says the overnight low will barely drop, do not treat that as a boring detail at the bottom of the weather app. That number may be the real story, because the most dangerous part of a heat wave is not always when the sun is burning above you. Sometimes it is when the sun is gone, the room is still warm, and your body is waiting for a night that never cools down.